Alright guys, let's check out a multi-step equation. So this is kind of putting together the last two sections where we're combining expressions, simplifying expressions rather, and solving equations. So the first thing we want to do is we want to clean up both of our sides. We don't want to deal with inverse operations until our left side and our right side are both simplified. One thing again you don't want to do, you don't want to combine those guys first. Right? We want to do our multiplication before we do any addition or subtraction. So I have a negative 4 that needs to be distributed here. That negative 4 gets distributed to the 2x. Negative 4 times 2x is negative 8x. And that negative 4 gets distributed to, remember that's a negative 8. So this is a negative times a negative, which is a positive 32. Bring down that negative 25. That guy has to stay in front. Equals. The right side says 32 minus 6. I'm going to clean that up. 32 minus 6 is 26. Alright, let's keep working on this left side. I'm not completely simplified yet. I want to combine my like terms. I have a negative 25 and a positive 32. When I combine a negative 25 with a positive 32, I get a 7. A positive 7, you can think of it as. So that's 7 minus 8x equals 26. Or negative 8x plus 7 equals 26. It doesn't matter which order you had that in, as long as the minus is attached to the 8x and the plus is attached to the 7. Okay, so that could look like negative 8x plus 7 equals 26. These are the same thing. So if you had this, you're fine. Keep going. But I'm going to stick with what I had. All right. So I have a positive 7 and a negative 8x. The first thing I want to do is move that positive 7 to the other side. Alright, so if I subtract 7 from both sides, those guys go away. I'm left with negative 8x equals 19. Inverse operation of multiplication is division. So I divide both sides by negative 8. I get x equals 19 divided by negative 8 is going to be negative 2 and 3/8. 8 goes into 19 twice with 3 left over. So that's 2 and 3/8. And remember it was a positive divided by a negative. So our answer should be negative. Alright. So pause the video now. Hopefully you guys are good with that and can have some success with the next two problems. Alright, we're back. I hope you showed your work. Let's check our answers. The first one's negative 1. The second one is 6. Specifically, I want to take a look at the second one to point out something you might have done incorrectly. If you didn't get 6 here, take a quick look. I'm trying to distribute a negative here, which means I'm changing the signs of what's inside the parentheses. So when I do a negative times a positive 2x, I get a negative 2x. And when I do a negative times a negative 7, I get a positive 7. Alright, so if you didn't do that, you might have made a little bit of an error with your signs there. So your first step should look like that. The biggest thing I see people mess up is right there. We don't recognize that that's a negative times a negative, and it gets us a positive. So a lot of students might have minus 7 there. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. If you have any other troubles, refer back to the video. And maybe you'll pick up on something that you didn't understand before.